In Eritrea, the just a party country in Africa, lot of its countrymen are hoping how CEO Isaias Afwerki will enter sweep policy reforms next the end of the country of warfare in neighboring Ethiopia. Mr. Afwerki has been in force with guideline Eritrea to autonomy of Ethiopia in 1993. He was hard affecting by Marxist for his previous policy career and, in comparison with some African leaders, has so far resisted blood pressure to hug much party democratic state. His capture on force was intensified next the outburst of a boundary war in Ethiopia in 1998. Tens of thousands of human beings were annihilated in the dispute. Mr. Afwerki and Ethiopia's main secretary Abiy Ahmed signed a proclamation recent 1 week to end the country of warfare, and to restart bonds among the two nations. Eritrea has no opposition parties, and has never had a domestic poll. In reality, down there are no framework to the CEO's powers. Several of his critics say he is a high lead who is more than strong rather than the governing side, and the domestic gathering, or parliament. They spot out how the domestic gathering recent met in 2002, and Eritrea's just juridically recognized side, the human beings' front line for democratic state and judiciary, PFDJ, recent detained a domestic convention in 2002. The PFDJ has a Soviet-styled center board, its 75 members automatic skilled for seats in the domestic gathering time, else 75 were selected generally of selected provincial assemblies. Lot Eritreans length for the basic law, that envisages much party democratic state, to be executed. It was developed while Eritrea was yet seized by the elation of autonomy, and ratified in 1997. It was shelved the next year following the outburst of the boundary war in Ethiopia. Eritreans include lived by a virtual country of disaster with later. Several by the government ministers, war generals and visible officials claimed the basic law's realization, next the signature of an overworld treaty in Ethiopia, in 2000. By the government neglected their consumer demand or, instead of, arrested 11 of them. They involve 3 ex-overseas ministers, Mahmoud Ahmed Sharifo, Petro Solomon and Haile Woldetensi. They include never been loaded or condemned and their locations stay unidentified. Exiled activists in Europe and Polar America say Mr. Afwerki should produce prisoners as the at first move to manufacturing Eritrea a much-party democratic state. They spot out how Mr. Abiy has as well liberated thousands of prisoners in Ethiopia, show how he was true on reaching domestic conciliation in opposition groups. Entered in 1995, domestic facility is mandatory for all Eritreans. In the start, all countrymen were imaginary to take 18 months domestic facility, consisting 6 months war learning. Yet, the regulation of facility be unlimited in 2002, as by the government told the nation remained by risk of Ethiopia. Youthful Eritreans start their domestic facility while they full their junior year at high school. Later they go to the Sawa camping, wherever they full their definitive year at high school and get war learning at the identical period. The students dwell by war rules and regulation, and their motion is confined. As a outcome, domestic facility, one day a resource of honor for Eritreans, has led to lot youthful human beings escaping the nation, venturing their lives to achieve Europe via the Sahara Desert, abandon and Mediterranean Ocean. Lot youthful human beings wish unlimited domestic facility to be utilized so how they can conduct their teaching, and perform their career ambition. Eritrea has one of the planet's lowest accounting records while it comes to print liberty. By the government closed downward all individual print in 2001 to repress telephone call for much party democratic state. At low 10 journalists were detained next the interdiction on the click, on to the world print guard dog flesh, the board to defend journalists. By the government told these newspapers were financed by overseas governments to misrepresent the policy position in the nation. It as well told how several of the journalists had been detained since they had not executed domestic facility. Just Country Print operates in Eritrea, Television Air, Wireless Dimtshi Hafish and 4 persons newspapers published in the largest spoken languages, Tigrinya, Tiger, Arabic language and British. The by the government recognizes just 4 persons' confessions: Orthodoxy Christian, Sunnite Islamic, the ancient Roman Catholic Chapel, and the Evangelic Lutheran Chapel of Eritrea. Some sectarian groups are deliberate illicit. The by the government says they are tool of overseas governments. The U.S. by the government's Committee on World Sectarian Liberty estimates how thousands of Eritreans include been arrested since of their belief. The proceedings of Jehovah's Witnesses begun soon following autonomy. They had rejected to voice in the plebiscite that led to Eritrea's seceding of Ethiopia. Jehovah's Witnesses include been rejected nationality, sameness cards and industry licenses since of their failure to take part in earth policy sphere, consisting making domestic facility. Lot Eritreans expect to see a nationality wherever its countrymen can practice their belief easily.